foggy morning. Probably our first foggy morning, I think, of the fall. Mostly because it rained all last night, so we've definitely got a wet morning. I just kind of, there's not a ton of changes, but I just kind of wanted to go over some stuff. I got this Opuntia cactus, which is a prickly pear cactus pad, when we went up to Broken Bow. We went to a restaurant. They had this beautiful big Opuntia cactus in the front, which it tells me that it is cold hardy, at least, because I know they get some freezes up there. And after we'd eaten and left, or were leaving, I just thought, man, I'd really like to have that, like a piece of that. So I went and asked, and they let me have like one of these little pads. So I'm gonna root that through the winter, and then probably put it along the back fence where it's kind of dry but really sunny most of the summer. So excited about that. I need it to dry out a little bit before I could do anything else. But these Scarlet Bandit onions, they look really sad and they're kind of puny, so I want to get them put in, I guess, some different soil. I don't really know what's going on. I know for sure they're too wet today because it rained all over them, but what I think I'm going to do is try and put these kind of in like the slots on my green stalk that are lettuce or other non-cold hardy things, because I mean they will pass away right when it gets cold. And a frost is probably going to hit at least in the next 4 weeks. I'm thinking in the next 2 maybe, which will make me sad because I have so many little beans and bean flowers. But like, look, I'm gonna harvest beans today. These mascot beans, this is about the size I will harvest them at. If you let them get where they start bulging out with the seeds, they get a little tough, so I don't like them that size. So they really are a pretty small bean, but they're really great in containers. And I mean, if you can see, like, there's just tons of flowers and beans. So these guys, I'm letting this one get big because, like I said, the frost is coming and I want some seeds for next year. Some of these are acting weird, like some of them like this, like they have plenty of water. I don't know why they're acting like they don't have enough water. I don't know what that means. But anyway, that's exciting. I'm happy about the beans. I've been eating these dwarf Swiss chards. I found one yesterday. Oh yeah, okay, so see how there's like purple on the stem? It's really cool. I'm excited. The other thing I did notice is, you know, I have not, this kale is great, but it's a dwarf kale, right? And I have not, what am I trying to say, covered this. Like usually many of my kale brassica things, you got to cover them because those white butterflies will lay like eggs, and caterpillars will eat them all up. I really haven't had that problem too much. There's definitely been caterpillars, but they've been more on the beans. So maybe because all the scents are mixed, I don't know, but I'm pretty excited about that. And the kale's getting big enough where I can start using it. So I'm happy about that. And I'm just over here kind of hunting through all of these. There's so many like just little bitty beans that I hope they have time to grow. I'm gonna spin this because it's time to get the other side. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, what's going on here? The stems are still green. There is plenty of water. Why are they acting this way? I don't know. It's so weird to me. All right, I'm gonna turn this one too, guys. Oh Lord. I mean, the spinners are definitely great, but it's still hard to spin something that expensive, that heavy. So I'm just, look at all these beans. Like, I don't know if y'all can see all these beans in here. Look at those. I'm excited to harvest those. Okay. So cool things. My mother's mum that I took cuttings of and rooted is gonna flower soon. This is like a yellow rose that I planted out here that's, since it's cooled off, has actually started putting on flowers. There's not a whole lot. There's a red echinacea. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't remember planting it. Of course, you know, I plant so much stuff. That's not a surprise, right? I don't remember planting a lot of stuff, but like, this is a red echinacea. I probably planted this one, and then these are like seedlings off of it, because I've noticed like this is great, but any seedlings or sometimes even root, I don't know how to explain it, stuff up from the root ends up reverting to like just the typical pink, which is fine. I mean, they're both beautiful, right? But anyway, look at this sweet potato. Okay. Ooh, the shiso gone crazy. And this, I've noticed, has got some flowers coming in, so we should get some yellow daisies soon, hopefully. I do need to get some of these shisos to have like brown seed heads before I cut them down. I may just leave these guys to get brown and cut all these ones down just to open up some sunlight in here, because like my native right back here, penstemon and cardinal flower, cardinal flower right there, they're leafing out, right? They're growing, they're getting ready to like put on good growth before the fall, and they will come out in the spring. And I want to make sure that they have enough light, right, to grow as much as they need to. This aster still looks like trash. I don't know what's going on with that. I really don't. Let's see. That's a lemon balm, and it's kind of spread out that way, which is great because I love lemon balm. Blackfoot daisy. Let's see here. Okay, so passion fruit vine. Passion fruit vine will attempt to come up. I had one over there. So like if you want a passion fruit vine, they're great, but just be prepared, y'all, because you're gonna have to be yanking out little passion fruit things. Okay, far away from where it starts. I'm intrigued. Like, it's been rainy, so I haven't come out and picked, but I might, when it dries out this afternoon, come pick some of this Mexican tarragon and passion fruit flowers, some of these newer ones. Oh, there's spider webs on that one. Anyway, because it should make a good sleepy time tea. I'm gonna give it a shot. We're gonna see. I'm gonna dry them. I'm gonna make tea. I'm gonna see how it feels, see how I feel. It's always kind of, to me, a little risky. Like, I'm just a very cautious person, so you never know how stuff will affect you. So I'm always pretty careful. Only drink a little bit, only do a light infusion, right, until you know how it will be. Wow. Talk about, that's got to be a caterpillar, right? Not a spider. I don't know. I mean, there are webs all over this tree. You guys probably can't see them, but they are here, and it's fall, and that's the time of year where we get all the spider webs. So I don't know, fall and spring we do get a bunch of spider webs. Anyway, down here, believe it or not, those are water chestnuts that I planted years ago, and they just come back every year. I have another pot. I might try and do something like that in one of my bigger ponds next year, my little stock tank ponds, just to see if they'll grow in another pot, like a second pot. And that's fish mint. These come back every year. That's actually a really pretty variegated fish mint, but it does not get enough sunlight to variegate, so it's just, that's why it always looks plain. We do have to wash this pond out every spring because it's just not very deep, right? So there's just, it gets icky and mucky, and it's not an ecosystem. Like, the big ponds are pretty much an ecosystem. They have snails, they have fish, they have plants. This is literally just water and plants with some azole on top, because it gives the frogs and the bees a place to drink if I keep it filled up throughout the summer, which I try to do. I don't know what is going on with this Blackfoot daisy. It looks absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. It looked great. It looks super great, and now it looks terrible. I don't know. I don't know what happened. All I can think is too much water, because they're pretty tolerant of drought. So I don't know. It's bothersome. So I was looking here. This is one of my Kelly Ray sweet potatoes, and I have got a pot of vines that I was going to try and keep through the winter, but I'm actually probably going to come dig this up and see if this made tubers. Like, sweet potato vines are going to make tubers usually. Like, they may not be like edible grade, not edible, they're all edible. They might not taste as good as the kind that have been bred for eating, but they're still a viable sweet potato. So if I can just keep the tubers over the winter instead of struggling to keep a voracious sweet potato vine alive in a small grow room over the winter, well, one of those is a lot easier than the other, right? So I'm probably going to dig this up today and see if there's tubers. So I think that's what I'm going to do. This little guy, that is a native Florida blueberry, and it will send out runners, and I'm just so happy to see it happy and alive, and I hope that it takes over this whole area. It is gonna have to fight with with the mist flower, the original ageratum. So, and the other thing is, there's this beautiful, like, this is a phlox. I planted it back there a couple years ago, and it has spread, like, and that's fine. It's beautiful, and it really doesn't impede other plants' abilities to grow back here that I've seen. Things just kind of grow through it, around it, and it. Look. So this is also my mom's mum, and this one is gonna put. It's too wet today, but hopefully tomorrow we'll see the actual flowers. The thing about this mum, like, I have chrysanthemums that look like daisies. This one looks, I don't know how to explain it, but it looks kind of like if you ever watched Asian or looked at Asian chrysanthemum drawings and paintings, where it's just like these really pretty, kind of curved at the end, and they look like a pom-pom. Like, that's what that looks like. I don't know the official term for that structure or flower, right? But they're just really pretty mums. They're probably my favorite pink mum, and my mom got those for me, so they're even more special to me because of that. So, this lantana just don't quit. That's a whole new branch right there that's not gonna have flowers on it yet. I don't know what to do. I really wanted to cut all this down, but Hubs is right. Like, just the butterflies and the bees. This red one may go because the flowering on it has really diminished, so I may try and get in there and cut that up. We'll see. Cut it back. Ooh, I am so sorry for messing up your spider web, whichever spider that is. Okay, so no, I have done nothing with this mint. I should have cut it back, and I've done nothing. I've literally done nothing. I've taken these roses and pinned them over so that they're out of the neighbor's yard. That's all I've done. It just feels like there's 5 billion other things to do this time of year, and work stress, and I just have not been getting out here doing what I want to do. If I could, I would spend all my time out here. This is all I would do, is take care of the garden and cook food and put stuff by, because that's what makes me happy. But we all know life is not that way. All right, so here's my turmeric. From like tip to tip over here is probably about 8 feet. I would say there's at least a dozen like thick stems. Also, that's another turmeric. This stuff is hardy in my zone. My zone is 8. I think it's 8A actually. Somewhere between A and B, I'll be honest. Depends on where you are in my yard, microclimates and all that, right? But anyway, it's hardy in this area. So this is the sugarcane, and this is where I have pinned over the roses. And then the pumpkin vine's still here. I'm just gonna let it roll till it dies. I don't have any pumpkins, but that's just kind of where we're at. Really excited, like really excited about having this hydrangea. It's not dead. Now, I don't know if it's gonna come back next year. I'm not gonna bank on that, but the fact that it has made it this far without dying makes me happy. And it's kind of like a shady, darker corner of the front bed, the front yard. And so to have something like really bright and just cheerful, like those variegated leaves, makes me excited and happy. So I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that'll come back next year. I am striving to get all of these full, all these pockets full. Everything's working out pretty well, except the top one's hard to get some runners up to, so I'm like desperately trying to keep some of these runners up here. That is blushing, so I can pull those tomatoes, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, we're slowly getting everything like pinned in and starting to grow in. Now, strawberries can handle some, like a light frost, so my hope and my anticipation is that these will be growing, these new babies will be rooting in and hopefully established before the harsh time in winter comes, because yeah, we need we need that, or they're not, or basically this is a useless endeavor for me. They'll just be dead in the spring, and I'll have to try and get this to go in all over again. So we'll see. I'm hopeful. Oof. The bird bath is full. Okay, I've got to cut this down. Definitely had its day, needs to go. This chrysanthemum looks really sad and pitiful because it's just been rained on. But we do have plenty of bluebonnets, and that's a delphinium, right? There's plenty of those seedlings in here. And there's some more delphinium right here. Let's see. St. John's wort is finally established somewhere it makes that it's happy. I did see, yeah, this looks like a Dara seedling because that looks like a carrot. And here's another one, maybe. There's also a weed that looks very similar to a carrot. So I just kind of wait and we'll just see. We'll just have to see. This is a geranium. That is not something I want, and that's grass. I don't want the grass either. Okay. This is I don't know what this is. Okay, tell me if you guys know, right? I thought it was a weed. This kind of looks like pigweed, but it's, I don't think it is though. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but there's like a whole patch of it right here, which makes me think I either planted something here that just didn't wake up until the fall, or it's some seeds. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to tear it out yet because what if it's something pretty? So we're just gonna let it sit here and hope for the best and see what this turns into. If you know what this is, yeah, let me know. I have no idea what that is. I don't know what this is. I don't know. Anyway, so a lot of my fall sown seeds right here did not take like I wanted them to. I think it's because Hubs has been dumping the bird feeder right here. So some weed seeds are definitely coming up, but the intentional flower seeds are not. So I have asked him to dump it that way. So we'll see how that goes, but nothing too terribly interesting going on. Just this is cool. This bee balm Monarda has not died, and at this point that's all I'm hoping for, right? So that it'll come back next year. I did transplant some coreopsis, so here and here, for some yellow, like some brightness under this peach tree. The beautyberry, that is looking so much better than it did when I planted it, so I'm really hopeful it will get big next year and make some purple berries for us. But yeah, that's about it. Look at this flowering quince. You are in the wrong time of year, my man. That is the springtime flower. Whatever. Look, this is okay. So this is the same native blueberry, right? As you saw just a little bit over there. This is it come over here. It's come up here because there's landscape fabric. So it's come to the next hole in the landscape fabric and put up roots here. I don't know what to do with that. I'm probably just gonna let it roll. I'm not gonna get into that. So yeah, I think that's it for now, but this guy had some beautiful flowers on it. Rain, they went away. That's kind of how it is. That is a stevia that looks terrible, but that stevia has been rolling strong for 8 or 9 years in this garden. So it was one of the very first plants I put in, and it has come back every year, and I'm so here for it. So all right guys, thanks for your time. Hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.